Hey, what's up? I'm Ashley. Thank you for watching this video. And today we're going to be talking about The Shaad, Season 6, Episode 1. And let's get started. It starts off with Emmett and Keisha getting it in, but Emmett just can't seem to get one off, and he's getting frustrated about it, and Keisha just wants him to get up off of her. Turns out she was in luck because the kids started crying, started banging on the door, talking about they hungry. Emmett and Keisha get into this back and forth about them both being late. Emmett was running late for his reopening, and Keisha was running late for her job interview to be a teacher. So as Emmett is walking to Smokey's, Douda, Bakari, and Nuck are waiting for him outside in the snow. If that doesn't scream out danger, I don't know what does. Emmett's like, what y'all doing here? And Douda's like, is that how you greet your business partner? Ugh. Emmett, what are you thinking? Anyway, Douda is like, get in the car. I don't want to get in the car. I don't want to get in the car. But Emmett's like, I'm late to the reopening. I gotta go. But Douda's like, it don't even start without you. Smokey's is yours. That's your place. So get in the car. Let's go. Emmett goes on ahead and gets in the car, and Douda takes him to go buy a new suit. And I'm thinking, what he need a new suit for to go walk up into Smokey's? It's going to be smelling all like barbecue. But while they're in there, they end up toasting to their new business deal or whatever. And Nuck's pants isn't fitting right. So he took the strap out and told Emmett to hold it. And Emmett looked like he didn't want nothing to do with that. But guess what? You in that. So you're going to be over there holding the strap and seeing whatever else that go down. Working with Douda. That's your own fault. So while that's going down, Keisha is at her job interview to be evaluated to see if she's able to be a teacher or not. And the lady that's in there that's actually a teacher seems like she shouldn't even be a teacher because it don't seem like she know how to do her job. Somebody come evaluate her. She was trying to have one of her students, I think his name is Messiah, read out loud in front of the class, but he didn't want to do it. He didn't feel comfortable doing that. So he had to go excuse himself to go sit at a table all by himself. And I'm thinking, duh, common sense. He's obviously probably nervous to read in front of the whole class. Like, I didn't want to read in front of the whole class. I never understood why couldn't we just read to ourselves, And that's what Keisha was trying to tell this teacher. She told her, he's not trying to be defiant. He probably just doesn't want to be embarrassed. And the teacher was like, well, you shouldn't criticize if you want to work here. Maybe this isn't the place for you. No, maybe this isn't the place for you, teacher. But later on that day, Keisha was able to get Messiah to read to her. And while the teacher was walking around evaluating, she noticed that. And that's how Keisha was able to get the job. Yeah, maybe next time you shouldn't be so closed-minded and learn to take other people's opinions. So we're at the reopening of Smokey's now. And Douda notices that Emmett is driving around in a Benz now. Emmett's like, yeah, I got myself a Benz thanks to your broker. So Douda is giving him the hookup, which you can't trust that. You can't trust that at all. And Emmett's telling him that, yeah, my baby mama sees that I got a new car, so now she wants one too. Douda's like, well, you got to get her one. She's the mother of your child. It's your responsibility to get her this car and make her happy. Before walking off, Douda tells Keisha and Emmett that they make a beautiful couple. Keisha said, I know. You don't gotta tell us that. Keisha goes on to tell Emmett she doesn't trust Douda and that she doesn't care about how much money he puts in his bank account, because Douda was just talking about how much money that he put inside of Emmett's bank account, but she don't care about that. But during this whole conversation, she tells Emmett that, yeah, she got the job to be a teacher and that there's another Smokey's location in New York that they've never seen yet. That's suspicious. She also said that she doesn't trust Douda still, but she's going to give him a chance. You shouldn't give him no chance, girl. Nah, ain't no chances over here. But so since Douda put in Emmett's ear that he should go out and get his baby mama a car, that's just what he did. He got her Altima. It's paid off and everything, not used or nothing. Even had time to put a little bow on it. But Rob did not seem to have a problem with this, especially after Emmett said that Rob's business is what's helping him out a lot, so this is the least he can do. But just because Tiffany said, I want a new car like you, that don't mean I'm about to go out and get you one. I ain't about to go out and get you one. I don't know. Something is about to definitely happen with this whole car situation, but Tiff and Rob wasted no time breaking that car in, if you know what I'm saying. Now, of course, Keisha and Emmett get into this argument over him buying his baby mama a car. She's telling him that they should have had a conversation about this first, and he's like, I don't gotta run things by you when it's about my money. But she's like, no, it's all about respect. So he's like, I'm tired. He gets up and leaves. If you tired, why you getting up out the bed? Make it make sense. She gets out the bed and go after him, but I guess she couldn't catch up with him or something, because Emmett ended up with Douda. Ugh, God. Of all places to go, you go and hang out with Douda in the middle of the night. Don't nothing good happen once them street lights come on. I know your mama told you that, Emmett. Especially with Douda. So he over there hanging out with Douda, Bakari, and some of them other guys. Douda is trying to teach Emmett how to light and smoke a cigar. While that's happening, some guy named Dev is over there smacking on some gum loud, and Douda told him to keep it down over there. And Dev, ooh, Dev. Who Dev thought he was talking to? Dev said, I'm not chewing that loud, bro. Douda just looked at him, and I knew right then and there that was the end for Dev. But first, Douda continued his conversation with Emmett before he went over there and handled Dev. They were talking about how Keisha's mad about the car and how Keisha made a comment about getting a bigger house since he went out and got her a car. Douda tells him, I have a realtor for you. Of course he does. But Emmett says, I don't think I'm ready yet. So Douda starts to yell at him and told him to stop being a pussy and to jump in the deep end. I think Douda wants Emmett to spend all his money and be addicted to the money. And as he's getting broke, he has no choice than to go back and work with Douda because he's now addicted to the money. He's probably going to be in debt with Douda. Whatever's going on, Douda has an ulterior motive and you can't trust him at all. And I can't forget to mention that Douda brings up that Emmett has 4 women to take care of, all his baby mamas and Keisha. He's like, them are all your women and you have to keep all of them happy. So you got to keep spending your money to make them happy. Ain't that suspicious? After that, Douda gets up and goes over there to Dev, who's still smacking, and puts 4 shots into him. Now he over there laid out when all he had to do was stop smacking. But I think Douda was trying to make a point and he was trying to intimidate Emmett. But Emmett now sees that Keisha was right this whole time and he got no business getting into business with Douda. Then insane Douda goes up to Emmett and says, can you hand me my coat? Are you all right? Do you want a handful of cigars for the road? What? No, don't nobody want no cigars. I want my freedom because now I'm stuck with you. That is just lunatic behavior though. He is unhinged. After he gets done killing the guy, he goes right over there and knocks on Tracy's door. After Tracy just got done having girl talk with the girls talking about she's about to leave Douda alone and she's going to take some time out for herself. Yeah, right, girl, because you let Douda barge right on in there and you gave him some. You let him hit again. And after he hit, he over there sending her a text message talking about just like old times. Hit me if you need anything else. We know what the anything else is, and she do too. Is it that good? Is it that good? Then Tracy gets online and she's scrolling down and sees Eartha Kitt's post about no compromises when it comes to love or something like that. Tracy gets on my nerves. If she ends up getting caught up in the crossfire, literally, that's her own fault. But some other activity that Douda was involved in this episode was him trying to get Rob to expand his business with him, but Rob's like, nah, I'm good where I am. The weed business is doing good for me right now. Rob's telling him there's no need for me to chase money when I come from money. Ain't that a flex? Rob told him, just make sure you pay me right and we good. They start talking about how Rob's uncle was probably killed because he owed a lot of people money. And Douda said, yeah, probably. When we all know Douda is the one who killed his uncle. Rob just doesn't know this yet. And when he does find out, I think he will, all hell will break loose once he finds that out. And that whole business that they got going on is going to crumble down into shambles. People will die. I just wonder if Rob will be one of the ones who end up dying. So then we see that Nuck and Zay are out there stealing cars. Nuck was about to steal this little basic car until Zay said, don't be so basic, let's get this one right here, which was this vintage car from the 70s. They out here selling the parts to the car. Douda was liking the fact that they got this old car sitting up in there. Douda was like, I like this car so much, I want to keep it for myself. But Zay was like, I wouldn't even do that. The owner of this car is probably a collector. They probably got people looking for this car right now. I wouldn't chance it. So Douda is liking Zay. And Nuck is seeming a little jealous about it. You're going to see what Nuck end up doing to Zay. So now we get to Victor, and he's telling Fatima that he's nervous about being behind in the polls. He's telling her that he doesn't know what he'll do with his life if he doesn't win. Fatima's telling him not to even worry about it, and that him and his campaign manager did a good job. When Victor gets to work, his campaign manager is telling him that he needs to get people to trust him again since he started lying to people about his life, and that he needs something to go viral so that he can win this campaign. We see Shaad and Darnell at Smokey's, and Shaad is congratulating Darnell on his son's Emmett's success. Darnell gives all the credit to Emmett's mom. Then Shaad starts asking Darnell if he know of any job openings. Darnell's like, no, not right now, but you just make sure that you keep laying down the pipe right so you can have somewhere to stay until you get you a job, because those new vibrators is going to end up putting us all out on the street. And you already know he had to throw in how good things are going between him and Jada. We saw him rubbing her feet down earlier on in the episode. Then Victor walks in and he's apologizing to Shaad and Darnell for being so busy. But while he's in the middle of a conversation with them, someone asked him to say a few words as if they in church or something. But while Victor is talking about how Smokey's is a great place for the community, Papa walks into Victor and spills all the drinks on his shirt. So now Victor got to go to the back and change his shirt out, and as he's changing his shirt, someone is recording him. Victor doesn't see that someone is recording him, but I wonder who it is. Whoever it is got a little thumb on them, and their nails have a few inches on them, but it ain't no telling who it is. I wouldn't put it past his campaign manager because he does seem a little suspicious. So tonight's the night when Victor finds out if he's gonna win or not, and he wants Fatima to go to this event with him, but Fatima is telling him that she's not going to go because she doesn't want people attacking her. She gets a lot of hate comments and DMs online for being trans, so she doesn't want to deal with any of that. She tells him that she'll be here when he gets home. And as he's walking out, he sees that he was being recorded when he was changing his shirt. He's like, now what is this? He didn't know. He had no idea that he was being recorded. And after that video was made, his numbers started going up in the polls, and they went so far up that he actually ended up winning. People sure do be thirsty, huh? Just because his shirt was off, go get them something to drink. But it turns out that Fatima did actually show up to see him win. And Victor has now made his campaign manager his chief of staff. We'll see how that go. But Kevin is now emancipated, and we see him getting the keys to his new house. Even though he was able to buy himself a house, he don't have any money to buy himself some food. So we see him going back to his mom's house and taking some food out of the refrigerator. But then his moms walk in and they're like, what you doing? Kevin tells them that he spent most of his money renting furniture and his car note. First of all, why are you spending your money on renting furniture? You better go buy it. But Nina did let him go ahead and keep the food that he put in the bag. When Lene came over to visit, Kevin had this idea to throw a kickback. So later on that night is when everybody came over. That's when Papa was telling Bakari that he's about to text Kenya, this girl that he works with who's 19. She's like 2 years older than him. But Bakari's like, you already followed her. You liked 18 pictures. You look thirsty. Papa and Bakari already had a bet previously on whether or not she would like Papa or not. And it looked like Bakari may have lost because she knew who Papa was. She's been listening to his podcast. And she told him that she's happy that he'll be 18 soon in the summer. Maisha says, oh, so you like older women now. Papa says, it's not like you got time for me. So Kevin's like, we don't need to talk about old stuff. And then that's when Jemma jumps in talking about, I'm glad I'm not on the market. So Kevin had to tell her, you wasn't on no market when you got with Jake. So then that's when Jake had to jump in and say, I thought we wasn't about to talk about old stuff. It all just be hopping around. So then after everyone leaves, it's just Maisha and Kevin. Maisha was helping Kevin clean up. Kevin was telling her about how Simone dumped him because she said she cannot be with a Virgo longer than 3 months. After Maisha makes fun of him about no one being able to be with an earth sign long, that's when they kiss. So now that's a situation. I wonder how Papa's going to feel about that. So now Jake is getting his clothing line together. Jemma is helping him. He's selling the clothes right out of his house. He's selling his shirts for $30. Jemma is telling him that he needs a better system so that he can keep track of his inventory better, since he thought he was sold out of this shirt, but he actually did have one in another color. So after she tells him you need to keep track of your inventory better, he said, what you mean? You are the system. She jokingly said, I don't work here full time. You don't even pay me. So I wonder how long it's going to take for her to get tired of this. Earlier that morning though, Jemma heard Tiara calling her daddy, Daddy. Jemma is disgusted. You can tell by the look on her face when she's watching Tiara leave the house. Jemma tells her dad that I'm the only one in this house that should be calling you Daddy. So when Marcus gets to work, he tells Tiara that Jemma heard her this morning, and she said, and it's all about respect. I think Tiara was in the house being loud on purpose with her little troll of a voice. I feel like she needed to be checked, and Marcus didn't check her, because Tiara started talking about how you're a man with needs, you're not just a father, and didn't your daughter just have a pregnancy scare? Her pregnancy scare doesn't have anything to do with you. That's none of your business. She's trying to say that since she had a pregnancy scare, she knows what sex is. But that doesn't mean be loud like a cowgirl when she knows that his daughter is in the house. So anyway, they all get together at the house, and Jemma asks her, why are you here? That's when Tiara says, me and your father have been getting close for the last few months. Jemma said, I heard. Then Tiara goes on to say, I think we should get to know each other more. Jemma said, I'm good. I don't need to get to know you. Tiara gets mad or something, and she says, well, you're going to have to get used to me, and you're eventually going to have to move out at some point. That's not even your place to say that. And Marcus, again, does not check her. He just starts talking about how he has love and respect for both of them. That's when Tiara got happy, because he said the love word, but Jemma is mad. She's like, so you love her? And she gets up and leaves, and Marcus is like, that's not even what I meant. Tiara said, well, I took it that way. So I know y'all remember that Shaad and Tiara hooked up, but he started dating Deja instead. So while he's over here dating Deja, he's over there drooling over Tiara's pictures. He's reminiscing. So since Shaad doesn't have a job and he just be in the house smoking weed, when Deja came home, she got on him about that. She's like, my whole house smell like weed. And he said, your house. And she was like, you know what I mean. Nah. She meant her house for real. So it's not like Shaad's not really trying to do nothing. He's trying to look for a job. That's why he was asking Darnell earlier when they was at Smokey's, right? So he's feeling down about himself. He's feeling like he's not accomplishing anything. He's not doing nothing. That's what he feel like. So when Deja gets home from work, she asked Shaad why doesn't he invite his friends over. Shaad tells her he doesn't want to bring all that ruckus in her house. She tells him that she has noticed that he's been down lately. So that's when he starts to tell her that his friends inspire him, but he feels like he's not doing enough. So she tells him, well, you've been locked up most of your life, so you can't compare your journey to theirs. So he's telling her that he wants to do more, but it doesn't seem like she's excited to hear this. Something about her seems suspicious. It's like she wants to keep him down for whatever reason. I don't know if she's feeling like he'll leave her once he accomplishes something or what, but I feel like she likes taking care of him and she doesn't want him to do better. I don't know why she was so surprised and awkward when he said that he had dinner waiting for her in the oven when she suggested that they go out to dinner. But something is definitely off, but y'all let me know what y'all think about that in this episode down in the comments so we can talk about it. And if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.